you have these firefighters that are risking their lives to save a property or risking their lives to save another life. This is what's mind-blowing to me. The firefighters are also risking their lives being in this place, right? I mean, this should be one of the safest places for them to be ready for action, to be ready for when the calling is there.
So a few years back, the structural engineers came to evaluate the station. Us firefighters knowing that it was built in the 60s by firefighters, it wasn't up to today's standards.
Right.
So they came in, they cut holes, drilled, and what they came up with was pretty mind-blowing.
I want you to show me this. This is crazy.
It is.
This is just unbelievable.
So original wall built in the early 60s. As you can see, we have hollow block wall, non-reinforced concrete.
That's insane to me.
You look at the load-bearing glue lamps here in the apparatus room, they were all resting on non-reinforced concrete walls. Take a look over here. Is that these large glue lamps rest on non-reinforced concrete with the lack of today's standards of steel holding them. So if one of those does fall, it could cause a pancake effect and all this could come down on top of either the firefighters or the fire apparatus.
So this is the main living space for the firefighters during the day when they're not on calls, not training, not out working on the apparatus. And this is the original part of the building that was built in the 1960s as well by the firefighters. And I love that story, how the firefighters who's serving the community built this with their own hands. But the challenge is in a facility like this, if you look to your left, this main wall is all stacked brick, non-reinforced. This is where the non-seismic safety issues come in, and if the firefighters are here and this wall collapses or the roof collapses on them, they won't be able to respond to the emergency.
You get an earthquake here that's strong enough, it doesn't, I don't think it needs to even be that strong. This will come tumbling down. So we're gonna go inside to like one of the bunk rooms, just to kind of show you where, you know, and how they stay here, the conditions. Guys, we as a community, we need to do better than this. This is their top of the line bathrooms. So this is a section that they use for training, and this is literally almost ready to fall off the building. I know I sound silly, but I am not exaggerating. I think for me, when I saw that there were no windows in the rooms where they sleep, I mean, that just said it all. So Chief, we got Measure S on the ballot coming in November, and you just missed the vote by like 12 votes this last time, right?
Yes. Yeah, Measure W that we ran last year. Very similar measure. We kind of hit the ground running to get the word out as best that we could. We had a very low voter turnout, but in the end, we need to get 66.67% of the vote in the community, a positive vote. And unfortunately, we hit 66.42%.
Wow.
So,
what kind of costs are we talking about here?
sure. So Measure S, like I said, is very similar to Measure W. The board actually went back and did some financial analysis. Brant's 40 Fire District is now part of us, so they're going to share in the cost of it. And basically what it is it's $17 per $100,000 of taxable assessed valuation on the property, which is different than what the person's home can actually sell for. Based on the average assessed valuation of the property. The average the homeowner will pay about $109 per year for that. What that will actually do is give us enough funding, $24.5 million, to build the new fire station over on the La Madrona site, move the firefighters from this building there, and our financial plan also includes selling this property and using the proceeds to offset those costs.
You know, what's interesting is one of the common questions that people have, they say, why don't you just remodel the place, right? You know, when I walked through here, seeing some of the things you guys were showing me, this is not a remodel situation. This is a complete tear down situation. There was some studies done several years ago on just redoing this station, and it was several millions of dollars. But the thing is that was like 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Correct.
So the costs are probably close to double, if not more.
The cost of building is much different. It's not the same as building a house. It's not the same as building an auto body garage like you see out on Scotts Valley Drive. This needs to be built to what they call essential building standards, like a hospital, like a police station, like a fire station. It's required so that it will withstand an earthquake if there is a major disaster like that.
The location plays a big factor in this, right?
So the original plan was to have the one fire station up on Glenwood and the other fire station down on La Madrona. And the reason why we want to move down to that fire station is because it, number one, puts us much closer to our call center, responding on to Highway 17 to the south end of our district. We cover all the way down to the Santa Cruz City border, including Pasatiempo. Puts us closer to Glen Canyon Road, which allows us to get down into the Branson 40 community much quicker as well. Time matters in an emergency.
Right.
Every minute that goes by, a fire doubles in size. Every minute that goes by, the person's not breathing, they have a 10% less chance of surviving that event. So being closer to those incidents is very important for us. And being moved down there not only provides better protection to the south end, because we're so much closer to Highway 17, we can even get into the north end of the district, up Glenwood, up Highway 17 much quicker.
Many times we have short memories, and not too long ago, we had the CZU fires, where the men and women of the fire district, not just this one, but so many different fire districts, were so fortunate and blessed that they came to really save our community. There were some communities that had a lot of devastation and lost a lot of homes, and our hearts always go out to them. In those times when the fires came close to our community, when they came close to your home, if they didn't go to your home and destroy your home, we would have given almost anything to make sure that our firefighters were better equipped, that they were ready, that they had the right tools and everything that they needed to properly respond to a fire, whether it's your neighbor's home, your home, anyone in the community's home. We will wait sometimes to appreciate what they do after they've done it, when we need to make sure that our firefighters are always prepared, always. The location itself, being closer, being able to respond much quicker to any emergency, precious seconds can save lives. Let's make sure that our firefighters are better equipped, they have the right facilities, and they are able to respond in a timely manner, and to think of all things, like we were talking about earlier in the video, to think that our firefighters are not only risking their lives when they're out trying to save our homes and our people's lives, but they're risking their lives in their own facilities. That's unbelievable to me and unacceptable. That's why I'm voting yes on Measure S. Thank you for watching.